afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Nabil, and today we're going to do something just a little bit different than you're used to. In front of you, you'll see a couple of airplanes, and I'm going to give you a second to pick which one we're flying. Is it the Cessna 172? The Cessna... Actually, I'm not sure what that other one is. I think it's also a 172, but it looks slightly wrong. Or the Cessna 185. If you guess the Cessna 185, you are, in fact, correct. And today, we are going to do a special mission. I don't know if you can see underneath the tires of that particular aircraft. You'll see that they have... What is that? Are those fucking skis? That's right, they are skis. This is actually a model of a aircraft used by the Department of the Interior. And that is fitting because today we are going to do a supply drop. Where, you might ask? Well, we are starting off in Alaska. This is actually an airport named Kodiak. It is an airport slash, I think, Coast Guard station. Oh, yeah, there's the Coast Guard cutter way over there. And so, the premise behind today's flight... Oh, nice, there's another 185. The premise behind today's flight is that we are going to be flying from Kodiak up to the... Now, what is it called? I have to double check this. I feel dumb now. Serpent Tongue Glacier. We're going to land on top of Snowy Mountain, which is a... I think it's still considered an active volcano, although it's not very active. We're going to land and do a supply drop. And so if you look at the weight and fuel, we have a little over 900 pounds of payload. That is me, another dude, and 500 pounds of food and jackets and shit. Batteries, stuff to keep them alive up there. They're doing a long-term survey mission on Snowy Mountain. So let's go ahead and get this thing hooked up. And it's not going to let us do that. Okay, that's fine. What do I want to do? I want those skis. I love the skis. Let's go ahead and open up the pilot door. I just love looking through the stuff that they do. The passenger door and the baggage door. And there you go. There's the baggage door, passenger driver, pilot door, and passenger door. Can't talk. And I love the window door. So this door, you can either have a windowed version or not. And, oh, it even changes the color of the interior. But I always do the windowed door. So, there you go. Now you know. Let's get this thing ready to go. Now, I've already plotted out our course, and I've already tested it and made sure that it's, A, something I can do, and B, something possible inside the world of this simulation. Let's see, we want bacon, navlate, pitot heat for sure. Earlier we flew through a snowstorm. Oh, and my avionics are on. Fuel set to both. Cowl flaps are open. So this airplane actually has, if you look in the front there, these are the cowl flaps, and they allow cold air in to the engine bay. Let's go ahead and fire this son of a bitch up. Give it a little bit more throttle. Alright, oil temperature looks good. Amps, fuel, pressure, I'm good there. That still looks good. So I've already, like I said, done this flight once. So most of all the stuff I have set up is already set up. What the fuck, Chuck? Shit, is that right? No, it's 1171. There we go. Okay, so it was set up, and then I fucked it up. And then we'll just check, let's see, what is ATIS here? ATIS 13445, 13445.
PADQ Kodiak Information Tango.
Kodiak.
2200 Zulu weather.
1000 broken.
Sky conditions 1000 scattered, 3000 scattered, 6,000 broken, visibility 10, rain. Temperature 13, dew point 10.
There we
Wind
go.
060 at 8, altimeter 3009. Arriving and departing.
Alright, so like you said, they are arriving and departing on runway 07, so we're going to taxi around this way, up here, and then take off that way. And so to do that, all we have to do is, first of all, one of the biggest differences between this aircraft and what I normally fly is that this is a tail dragger. And tail draggers are significantly harder to control. For example, right now we are apparently moving backwards, so that's fun. We need to go... Is that really the way we need to go? So a tail dragger is way more susceptible to the effects of wind, and that is what you're seeing right now. Is this for real? Wind 060, that's 8 knots? Are you fucking kidding me? Ah, that's what I forgot. The tail wheel lock. So they, not all tail wheel or tail draggers have it, but you can lock your wheel so that it will not flop around. So once we get to this corner, I'll go ahead and unlock the tail wheel, and you can see this thing flop around and watch me do all kinds of weird shit accidentally. Whoop, see? So the tail wheels don't necessarily have independent steering, so you tend to windmill, which is good because you want to be facing into the wind, but it's also bad because you need to be able to, you know, control the aircraft. That's a road, or this isn't what I expected this to look like, I guess. No, I do need to fucking go into the runway. We can do this from inside the aircraft. We're not complete chumps, right? Yeah, I know I am. Shut up. Good news, I guess, is that, wait a minute. The wind is coming from where? 060 at 08? So I'm in the headwind right now. So, I guess let's fucking do this. Flaps 1. Prop to full, mixture to full. Little bit of gas. We're actually gonna come up over the hood for this. One Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3. Alright, we're at full throttle. Trim really matters on one of these airplanes. Alright, the good news though is that these are very short takeoff aircraft. Alright, we're up. And there we go. And now what we're going to do, we're just going to immediately depart the pattern here. And we want to climb at about that speed, 110 knots. And, well, this is doing its thing. I am going to make sure that I have the vectors all set up that I want. So from here, we go. We want to climb the RPM. You can see it on the right side down over here. There we go, right over here. That's the prop RPM. We want to climb with that at 2,550-ish. And we want to climb at 110 10 knots, which is what we're doing, and we're making 1,000 feet a minute, so that's pretty good. We're going to climb just like this, and now we're going to come to the north. And that should set us up to intercept the Kodiak radial. You should see this indicator, the needle, begin to swing. Should sort of, do you see the little blue patch of water in front of us right there? When we get over that, we should see this indicator begin to move. I have skis on the airplane. Alright, and if you look at it, it's beginning to move. So we're going to come left. We're going to head west at about 271. So we're actually going to miss that radial. It's going to swing a little bit to the left, but it shouldn't be too bad. And there we go. We are now in clouds, but that's kind of okay. We're going to be flying IFR for a little bit, but not too long. We're still climbing like a bat out of fucking hell. So let's go ahead and we're going to track that nav aid while we climb like a bat out of hell. I'm going to make sure my flaps are up. And look at all the white. All kinds of colors, actually. So I did this flight about 20 minutes ago to make sure that it was feasible. And on the way there, we ran into, you know, mountains and snow and some turbulence. It was pretty fun, and I'm hoping that this flight is similar. But I want to make sure, yeah, we're doing okay there. Carb heat, just in case, I'm going to go ahead and turn on our carb heat. Because you know what sucks? Having your carburetor freeze. Icing sucks. And we are burning a ton of fuel. So I'm going to go ahead and throttle us back to here and give us a little bit more prop. And that should make us about as efficient as we can be, although we are climbing a bit steep. I'm going to go ahead and nose her down. And there we go. So the autopilot in this aircraft, you basically set it, and that's what it does. That sounds really stupid. So whatever your attitude is when you set the autopilot is what it keeps for an attitude. So in this attitude, we're climbing, and we're climbing pretty quickly because it's a tail dragger. So this is actually nose high, if I notice now. Even though it doesn't look like it's very nose high here, that is noticeable. That's, I don't know, 5 degrees, 4 degrees. And what that has bought us is a nice easy climb at about 500 feet a minute at 100 knots. And, I mean, I've already configured us for cruise, so we're climbing in cruise, and I would care, but I don't care. We're at 6,000, almost 6,000 feet, coming up to it right now. Look at all that white. That's not super exciting, is it? That's not a whole lot better. But it will get better. Alright. And we are at 6,000 feet. We're climbing at about 400 feet a minute, so I've got about 5 minutes before I make it to 8,000 feet, which is where I'd like to end, or where I'd like to cruise. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the external view, and I don't know, I'll fly us till we get, until the glacier is in sight, and then I will come back and you guys will get to hear me talk you through the landing. We're actually above it. And like I said, this thing's kind of a bastard to have stay at the altitude you want. Right now you can see our vertical speed indicator. It says we're descending at 500 feet a minute. Those have a tendency to wobble as the airspeed begins to sort of change because we're, you know, going to climb and going to dive. Those are governed by your speed, or rather by your throttle and your trim. I am going to get it close to what I want, give it a little bit more throttle, and whoop, there we go. So that should cover us, and now we will throttle. We're at 8,000 feet. We'll put this right there, and our prop is right where I want it. This is 25, well, just a little bit above 25, and we should begin to see our airspeed increase. Let's flaps look good. Just a little bit of land underneath us. We're actually coming, I believe right now we are over, well, looks like we hit a little bit of wind, but I believe we are right now over the Kupranoff Strait. Yeah, I think that's the Kupranoff Strait. Of course, the easy way but yeah, that's almost certainly where we are. And so if I go to view, Frontenac Strait. It's just hard to say. Alright, well we're going to cruise here for a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and mute the mic, and of course this is all going to get sped up in post, so feel free to sit back and watch the pretty images that are coming. Ladies and gentlemen, it appears that we are still climbing a whole lot more than I want to. Yeah, we are. Turn off the autopilot. We're going to do this by hand for a little bit. And us to descend back down to 8,000 feet. Trim this down a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. We're setting it up that out of fucking range. That's a bit more reasonable. 500 feet a minute. Still right on the line, so we're good. Track. I think we're getting real close to my intended altitude. So we're going to go ahead and the process of leveling off. To do that, we're going to turn off the autopilot. BSI can be a bastard. Real bastard. Alright, so on the stick, I'm making maybe quarter-inch movements. But on me, I'm doing it entirely think where I want it, right there, 8,000. Okay. Now I'll hold myself. Yeah, we're all over the fucking sky right now. Yes. That's what you're wondering. Yes. Now I'm trimming the plane out. Hopefully we get it better. There we go. I think that should carry us the rest of the way there. 10 miles from the glacier, and actually, I can't see it. So what we're gonna do is descend through this cloud bank. Still keep on this basic westerly heading. While I'm at it, I really would like to know if this weather has updated recently. Yeah, it has. That's too bad. Oh, well, there we go. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the glacier. We're descending, and we're going quick, and that is all good. So, and here's that snowfall. That is just really cool looking. Let's see if we can get a better shot of that. And now the glaciers are surrounded with clouds. You know what's going to make this really easy? Landing through clouds. But right now it looks like the glacier is clear over there. For 6,000 feet. Glacier should be pretty noticeable. I'm gonna bank here. Fucker of a bank, isn't it? Don't see it where I was expecting to. Alright. We are quite literally breaking all of the rules right now. Go ahead and keep this bank angle. Oh, maybe we're not. Okay, I can see. Good, I can see the mountain. That means I should be able to find the glacier and land on it. According to my GPS moving map, we are basically pointing in the right direction, although we are lower than I'd like to be. This isn't nerve-wracking at all. Were this a real flight in a real airplane, there we go, I would be shitting my pants. Alright, we're going to give this some throttle. We've got to climb up till we're at least, you know, even with the glacier. In fact, we're going to bank. This is actually really a terrible idea, but I think we're going to be okay. We do have a decent amount of airspeed. 110 knots is our best angle of climb. We're going to look down over the nose, so that's the glacier we're going to land on. We want to keep, you can see the airspeed indicator, that's the leftmost instrument that's showing right now. If we can keep that above, right around where it is now, we'll be all kinds of fine. All kinds of fine. Down over the nose. We're coming in between these two banks of clouds, but I think we're going to be okay. That's our target, right there. We're gonna throttle down a bunch. Not a bunch, but a bunch. We're actually still quite nose. There we go. Flaps 1. Flaps 1 deployed. Flaps 2. We're going to bank right, and we're going to land across the face of this. Flaps 3. And yes, that is a whole lot of flaps. Flaps 4. That's all of it. That's all we've got. More throttle. General idea, the way I did this last time, and I have no idea what the standard procedure is for landing a bush airplane on a glacier. So what I did is, as you can see, we're climbing, and so is the side of the mountain. And so I just sort of climbed slightly less steeply than the mountain, and when I touched down, I touched down. That's sort of what we're doing here. This slope right here. Down over the nose, out the wing. Alright, here we go. And less throttle, more throttle. Tail down first. Rudder, 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 rudder. Alright. And let's look up over the nose of this. We want to... Alright, I think I'm pretty happy with that. So we're going to go ahead and throttle down. And I don't know why it's making tire squealing noises, but whatever. And now we're gonna go ahead and our window. We'll get out. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We have landed on a glacier. Now, what does it actually think our attitude is right now? I think we're pretty level, but we are sort of sideways across the hill, or across the face of this glacier. Yeah, and that is not even slightly level. Let's see how that landing looked. actually land tail wheel first or not? wheel goes down. Okay, so that was a poor landing. That angle. That's craziness. Alright, you want to see what it looks like taking off from a glacier? You know what, we're going to do that, and we're probably not going to actually fly anywhere, but it'll be fun to do. So, unfortunately, I can't... I'm going to sound dumb. I can't tell which way is, you know, up the hill. I think probably that way? But probably that way? So I'm going to give us full left rudder and a little bit of throttle. Okay, that is definitely uphill behind us. And the skis don't care, so here we go downhill. And we're up. And we probably don't need that much rudder. Or excuse me, flap. We had flaps 4. About like 40-degree flaps, I think. Since we're here, do we want to try landing in another spot on this glacier? Alright, we're going to do a low pass over that ridge. And then we're going to, I don't know, maybe we'll try one more landing. There's another glacier out to our right, out that way that I haven't landed on yet. Come around and take a look at this ridge line. error, and... Alright. Got that rudder all the way over, trying to keep me from sliding down the hill. And the skis appear to be doing their job, so... Alright, here we are. That's probably going to be it for today, so thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Go ahead and feel free to like or subscribe or comment on any of the videos. I try to come up with something interesting each time, and have a good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and as always, thanks for watching.